So you're on the market for an Ibanez Tube Screamer, TS808, TS9, but maybe they're both slightly too pricey for you, let alone the vintage stuff, which costs insane amounts of money. But you don't really want to go the way of the really cheap clones, which might break if you look at them a bit funny. So what do? You look at the Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini, and that's what I'm going to do today. Welcome to another video. My name is Elmo Karjalainen and it's good to have you along. You can call me this guy if my name is tricky to pronounce. Today we're taking a look at the Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini. What's so great about the Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini? Well, we don't know until we've tried it. But, kind of first appearances. It's that legendary green pedal in the mini format. Yes, you all don't know that pedal that I'm talking about. It's been used by everyone and their dog, including Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's probably the most iconic overdrive pedal there is. Well, someone might argue differently, but let's not argue. It's YouTube after all. So, the Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini is that pedal in a small format, or at least promises to be. And it's cheaper than the bigger versions, the TS9 and the TS808. So what does it sound like? That's basically what we want to know. But before we get to that, it feels built like a tank, even though it's small. The knobs, the switch, everything feels well made. One slight criticism, the level and tone knobs are really, really small. So I can imagine live it might be an issue if you're unsure in which position they are, because you won't see, especially in the dark, which way they're pointing. So you might want to mark them with some kind of glow-in-the-dark marker type thingy. Yeah, I'll stop yapping, get this hooked up and start playing. Okay, so what else do I have going here? I have a custom mahogany Strat with Seymour Duncan YJ and Fury pickups going into a Marshall 1987X head. That's a 50-watt plexi going into a Marshall cab. Now the regular thing is to try out the Tube Screamer with a Fender of some sorts, but I'm going to do it with the Marshall because hey, why not? Let's be a bit different. I also have a Fender Yngwie Malmsteen overdrive as a point of reference if you're new to the channel, so that you know what I normally like, and also as a point of reference for me. And this is what it sounds like. And that's what it sounds like with the noise gate turned on. It's a bit noisy. So we'll check out how noisy the Tube Screamer is as well. So this is my kind of regular tone. Something like that anyway. So I have the Tube Screamer set up, everything at 12 o'clock pointing straight at the camera. And there is no one behind the camera, so I'm very lonely. Now, I did think about filming the Tube Screamer, but because it's so small and the knobs are so small, you won't see anything, especially on a phone screen, but not even on a laptop, I think. So I decided to forego that for ease of editing, because I'm lazy. And anyway, if you don't understand what I'm saying when I say which way the knobs are pointed, well, maybe you need to, I don't know, go check some other channel. Okay, everything halfway, so this is what it sounds like. No noise, which is nice. something like that. Before we do anything else, let's see what it sounds like as a kind of clean boost. So I'll put level all the way up and drive all the way down. And I'll toggle between not having it on and having it on. Starting with the pedal off. Okay, let's add a bit of drive, shall we? This is now with drive halfway. Okay, let's see what the tone knob does. Let's keep the drive halfway, level all the way up, and turn tone all the way down so it gets really dark. Like in a darkened room. Help! I'm scared of the dark. Okay, so now it's lights again, but the pedal is dark, tone all the way off. Okay, tone all the way up. Now we're getting a tiny bit of hiss, but nothing major, so this is what it sounds like now. about the guitar being out of tune. Do something about that now. Okay, so let's max out everything. Overdrive, level, tone, lasers. Okay, so now, as you can hear, there's a bit of hiss when I turn off the noise gate. But it's nothing major, definitely nothing compared to the Yngwie overdrive. Let's hear what the Tubescreamer sounds like now, the TS Mini. Very nice. Let's see how it cleans up with the volume knob. You can even play Yngwie with this. Yeah, what can I say? I'm really liking the tone and sound and general feng shui of this pedal. What can I say? I really like the pedal. Let's turn back tone a bit so that we have tone, let's say halfway, and drive and level on full, just to see what it sounds like that way. Here goes. very nice. What can I say? I mean, I've tried this pedal before. I've compared it to a couple of clones and an SD1, I think, and I forget. Well, I'll put links below and in the cards here and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. That's a Beatles song. I've also tried the TS808. I haven't had a TS9, but I think this sounds very nice indeed. It has legendary status for a reason. Actually, this puts me in the mood to get a TS9 and TS808 and just compare the three, see which one sounds like what, and maybe even get a vintage one and see if it's worth getting a vintage one, or if you can just stick to the cheapest one, this one, because this is just around 70 euros in Europe, which would be just under $80 in the States, although I don't know what they go for there. Yeah, I don't think I'll yap anymore. I buy the gear that I review, so you get an honest review, and what can I say? I mean, if you're on the market for just a generally good overdrive pedal, this thing will definitely do the job, and because it's small, it'll fit onto basically any pedal board, and it's built like a tank, so it should last from generation to the generation. I can say nothing apart. The only criticism I have is that the knobs, the level and tone knobs, are small and you won't see them live in which position they are. But then again, you have ears, so that should help a bit. For my personal taste, maybe just a teensy-weensy bit lacking in the overdrive department, but that's so small. My personal preference is still, hey, big surprise, the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen Overdrive. But this one, I'd be happy to gig with this. And actually, because we're going to be starting some kind of blues project, I might just use a Tubescreamer for that instead of the Yngwie Overdrive. You never know. Personally, my personal favorite was when you used it as a kind of clean boost with drive all the way down. That was really nice. Okay, so if you enjoyed this gear review, please check out more of my gear reviews. You can see a playlist here somewhere. In the meantime, I hope you liked it. Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Support me on Patreon. You get a bunch of exclusives. And see you in another one. Goodbye!